Hey there, this is Jack Carr with C.A.R.R.S Performance, and today I wanted to sit down and make a video covering the 6-point roll cage from Rhodes race cars for the 70 to 80 Camaro. And just a few things that you might want to know going into it. I've not really seen any videos cohesively covering it. I've seen a few after they were installed, so we're kind of in the middle of putting one in right now, and I thought I would show you guys what exactly goes into putting one in, as well as a few things to consider before you install your own. Now, the first and arguably most important part in your roll cage install is the main hoop and the placement of it and where you want it. Ideally, you would want the hoop directly above the seat. Where I've got my seat, based on where I'm comfortable, the hoop, where I want it's just slightly behind the seat, but the time you got a helmet on, you're pretty safe, I feel like. Not planning on doing anything too crazy with this thing. It's a, maybe a low 7-second, 8th mile car. We just wanted a cage, just have a good time. This main hoop came 2 inches longer than it needed to be. You could not place it there, however, it would stand down here on the floor. But if you put it down on the floor, you can see that would be kind of odd placement for a roll cage. So we cut 2 inches off the bottom of it. It is longer because it is part of the Rhodes, just general Camaro cage, 12-point, however, they send the same pieces for any kit. So it's long enough to go to a tube chassis car, which is funny for a 6-point, but that is the explanation there. It works out really fine. We cut 2 inches off square on both sides and got this fitment. We're not running a headline or anything, so I wasn't really worried about getting too close. And the angle on the rearward bars is steep enough to where we don't have to worry about getting up too high close to the ceiling to weld it. The plates have to be touching all the way around and welded on all sides to spec. The cage is so tight, ideally, you'd probably want the cage in the middle of the plate, but what can you do in this situation? I landed the main hoop directly across this cross member here. The rear leaf spring bolts up right there, or the front of the rear leaf springs, obviously. Subframe connectors right there. You come right up, and the cage is right on top of all that, so as the rear end pushes into the front mount, it's pushing into the bottom of the cage there. Our drive shaft loop's mounted there, as well as a stamped brace that runs across here. So in the floor area, that's probably the most structurally solid spot I could find to mount it. We put it there, and I like the way it fits. It looks pretty good. The rearward bars came pre-coped on the ends, on one end, and flat on this side. I laid them in there and put a 55-degree angle on them. They're pretty close. The actual angle was closer to 63, but my chop saw doesn't go that far. So these rear plates, ideally, you would probably land them up here where it's flat, directly above your rear end. We moved them further back for 2 reasons. A, I wanted to angle them slightly so that it follows the contour of this rear window / body line. And B, our rear bracing here, you can see, is for our rear package tray / wall, retainment wall. I wanted the cage to come through it and terminate behind it so you couldn't see, the plates and the welds from inside the car, or the passenger compartment, so to speak. So that, but short of moving the package tray back up here again, we had to move the bracing further back. With the just a direct cut of angle on the end, it lands dead to this spot. So if you were going here, you'd probably cut a couple inches off of it. Next is your door bars. They're really slick. I'm pretty happy with them. They've got a shoulder bend in them, as well as a compound cope took out of them to lay directly into place. And when you throw them in the car, they lay in really nicely. Pretty solid fit up overall. It's not, airtight, but it's also not gas line. And so the way I got my bar measurements, they need to be cut down about 2 inches, obviously. Seems to be the recurring theme with all the pipes in this kit is about 2 inches comes off of it, depending on where you're going with it. We took a Pittsburgh sliding angle finder from Harbor Freight. It was $11. I set it right there on that flat spot in the floor. You can see it. There's a little ledge. I set it there and laid it against the cross member where I wanted it shoulder height. Took my length that way, and that is how I've found our pipe length. You let me throw it. Good job. That's how I found our pipe length for our door bars. Otherwise, it's been a pretty straightforward install. I'm super happy with the way it came. It came super fast. We ordered it through Jegs, but you can get them off the Rhodes website as well. The material, I don't remember the exact measurements of the wall, but it's obviously real solid stuff and super heavy. So, yeah. hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of a starting point when you go to put yours in. You know, you're going into it, going to have to remove some of the cage if you're going to retain a stock floor. And that's definitely a little scary, putting one of these together the first time and putting a cage in anything the first time could be a little overwhelming. But honestly, it's just eyeballing a lot of it, some good measuring, measured a few times. The way we found the 2-inch measurement off the main hoop was here. We leveled off of this plate across to where the hoop would finally stand up at. And when we got to the roof clearance up here, standing the main hoop up, we took a measurement from the floor up to our mark, and it was a 2-inch cut. So 2 inches came off the bottom there, and that's the fit up we got out of it. So yeah, hopefully you guys get a little bit of help out of this. And if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.